Listen, hello everyone, welcome to episode 155 of Food for Thought. So today I'm actually going to cook one of my favourites. Now in fairness, it's a favourite that I've always cooked in the oven. I've cooked it for 4, 5, 6 hours. Absolutely gorgeous. But I actually came across a recipe for the air fryer, which seemingly takes about an hour. So I'm not in any rush, but I'm just curious because it says the recipe I came across said it retains how succulent it is with the crispy crackling, and there's a marinade that goes with it which I wouldn't have used in the oven. And so listen, let's have a look at the 1 second. So here we are. Here's the belly of pork. So in fairness to the ingredients, okay, so I bought the belly of pork. I'll show it to you now in a moment. So for the skin side, there's a tablespoon of white vinegar and 2 teaspoons, I beg your pardon, of coarse salt. The marinade is, and this is on the meat side only, not on the skin, it's a teaspoon of salt, a teaspoon of 5-spice powder, a teaspoon of sugar, half a teaspoon of pepper. And you build a tin foil boat, I'll show you that now in a moment. And in fairness, you rub everything within the marinade over the meat area, and then you bring the skin to the top and you brush the skin with the vinegar and you pat in quite a good bit of salt into it. And over to the cooking time, so you slow cook it in the air fryer for on 120 for in around 30 minutes. I'm not afraid of overcooking this, by the way. So pork, just it's difficult to overcook it. And then you spray you wipe off the crackling when it comes out, and you spray it with some oil, and you put it back in the oven with the skin side up for 30 to 40 minutes until the skin starts to bubble and becomes extremely crispy. When it's cooked, you let it rest for 15 minutes. And of course, you couldn't have pork without applesauce. So I've a lovely brambly apple, cooking apples. So that's going to become the applesauce, and I'll just show you now in the kitchen 1 second. So back in the kitchen, folks, here is the belly of pork, bought from Dempsey's in O'Leary. Good bit of crackling on it. Always get your butcher to score it, because you wouldn't have a knife sharp enough to score it. So I'm going to pat dry that. And then in fairness, I'll put the marinade on and I'll prepare it as the recipe dictates. So there's my salt, my pepper, my sugar, my brambly apple, a nice bottle of Merlot wine just in case I dehydrate while I'm cooking. There's my 5 spices, and there's my spray on oil, and there's my wax for queens. And for vegetables, what I'm going to do is, oh, there's the vinegar, by the way. Yeah, there's the vinegar. So for vegetables, what I'm going to do is I'm going to cook a turnip with carrots. And then when that's cooked, I'm going to mash it. I'm going to add salt and pepper. I'm going to fry an onion and add the mix of the turnip and the carrot to the onion, and that'll become the vegetable. So listen, that's how she looks. So listen, let's see how it goes. Back to you later. Okay, folks, listen, welcome back. So listen, I'll just show you what I've done so far. Turn it. So listen, there is my belly of pork prepared. Now, in fairness, the belly of pork I bought is on the bone. And I bought 2 pieces that size, huge portion, probably feed 2 people that particular portion, but I bought 2 of them for €14, so that's about €7 for that size. And that's the boat that I created with a silver plate. You can do it with ordinary tin foil. So listen, it's ready to go into the air fryer, and I'll do all my other prepping while I stick it over. Okay, see you later. Listen, back at you, folks. Listen, most of the prepping is done. I'll just show you. Most of the wine has come to room temperature. Absolutely gorgeous. I dice my onion that I'm going to fry before it's added to the turnip and carrot. Turnip and carrot is just ticking over there nice and slowly. And in fairness to my brambly cooking apple, I just put a 1/4 cup of water, and it's just on a very, I'm turning it down another bit actually, very, very low simmer. And that'll only take about sort of 8 or 9 minutes. And in fairness, you have it cold with the meat anyway. And my queens are washed. And in fairness, the meat is in the air fryer. So listen, I'm going to sit down for a while, have a glass of wine, and I'll come back to you later on. Thank you. Folks, listen, we're back in the kitchen. Listen, there's the belly of pork. Look at that crackling and as crispy as you like. There's my fresh Irish butter to go with the potatoes. And in fairness, I stewed that apple for about 10 minutes and just roughly mashed it. So in fairness, everything else is ticking over. So listen, this is looking good. So I'll have to let that meat stand for about 10 minutes. And then we're nearly ready to go. Back in a while. Listen, welcome back everyone. So listen, just using the juices from the pork, I put in the fried onions, onions to be fried. I've added in turnip and carrot. Putting in the potatoes in the air fryer for about less than 5-6 minutes, and we're nearly ready to go. So folks, dinner is served. There's the applesauce, look at that, absolutely gorgeous. And the real butter, and look at, there's the pork crackling. Look at the sharpness of that and the crispiness of it. That's my fried turnip, carrot and onion, and that's my queens. And listen, I've moved on to white wine, so listen, let's see how this one goes. Oh folks, welcome back. So I've just concluded. First I've moved over to white wine. It's actually quite warm here in the area this evening, so the white wine is absolutely beautiful. So listen, I'm going to review the meal this evening. I'm not doing a paper review, it's just sort of home sweet home type thing. But listen, I'll turn the camera around in a second. Listen, I'll go on to positive. That's Ranbury applesauce, absolutely gorgeous. You know, the real butter on the real spuds. The spuds were gorgeous. The mix of carrot and turnip with the fried onion was absolutely spectacular. And I suppose, you know, the pork, this was the big trial for today, was the belly of pork. I have to say, while I cooked it for half an hour longer than recommended, I was quite disappointed in the sense that the crackling was lovely. Crackling was absolutely gorgeous, but cooking the belly of pork in the conventional oven for 5 or 6 hours of old, as my mother used to cook it, you know, it was fall apart tender. Well, this pork was really, really tasty, but it certainly wasn't fall apart. So listen, a lesson learned. Back to myself. A lesson learned in the sense that delighted I tried it. Looking at the reviews of it online as to how wonderful it was, no it wasn't. You know, the old-fashioned oven. And so listen, value for money. Listen, I bought 2 large portions of belly of pork, which turned out to be €14. And in fairness, within the butcher cut it in half for me, so that was €7. The portion I had was equivalent of €3.50. So I suppose, in fairness to the overall meal, listen, it cost me no more than €4.50. So it was a great price for a meal. Next time I cook, and listen, I have another one to cook. Watch this one. I have another one to cook. So next time I cook the belly of pork, it will be in the old-fashioned oven, and it'll do for 5, 6, 7 hours, whatever it is. It's very hard to overcook it, which is great, and just crispen it up at the end. So listen, chuffed I tried it. I'm absolutely stuffed full. Was very tasty, wasn't fall apart tender, which disappointed me. So listen, yeah, air fryer versus oven. The oven wins on this occasion. Alright, God bless.